So we've got Unit 22, Experiment 4, which is extraction of a substance from a natural material. So extraction from a natural material, and we're going to extract caffeine. So caffeine from tea. And there's our humble tea bag, and so in there we've got tea leaves, and we're going to get the caffeine out of those. Okay, I'm going to do this in 3 parts. I'm going to cover the method, you're going to write up the method, and I'll cover M1 and M2 as well. So here we go. I'm just going to read the instructions here. So I'm going to draw it as we go along. You're going to do the method, but this is just really to help you explain. So we've got a beaker. So that is number 1. Obtain the beaker. Number 2, we're going to weigh. There's my balance. And we're going to weigh some tea out. So there's my tea bags, and my initial mass there, and these you can use these results. I'm going to have 15.63 grams, and place them in the beaker. So step number 2 is to place them in the beaker. Step number 3, add distilled water. So we've got 300 cm cubed of water, and step number 3, stick that in there. Number 4, boil the water. So you do this using, I've got a mat, our Bunsen. So we're going to heat that up for 15 to 20 minutes. That will then boil, and then we're going to remove that from the heat and cool it for 15 minutes. That's step number 5. So step number 5 is then we're gonna, this is our got our tea bags in there, and we're gonna put that in iced water for 15 minutes. Then number 6, after solution is cooled, squeeze the tea bags to remove all liquid, dispose of tea bags. So our tea bags are going to the bin, and we're going to squeeze them there, and that is step number 6. Step number 7, using vacuum filtration, filter the solution through regular filter paper. So that would be, you know, your vacuum filtration. You've got your filter up there, then you are attaching this to a conical flask. That's the vacuum, and so you're going to put your liquid into there. Some solid might get caught up in there, and then you're going to end up with some liquid. So this is going to be water with caffeine dissolved, and that is step 7. So that's the first part of the method. We need to think about M1, and we need to think about M2. So M1 is explaining the procedures. M2 is what would happen if you didn't do those sort of problems that you might get. So let's just run through those steps. So we had step 1. Probably not much we can say about it. Get a beaker. Okay. Let's move on to step 2. That is, step 2 was weigh the bags and place them in the beaker. And so we can talk about for M1 things like accurate and precise recording using the balance. And then in M2, or will not be able to calculate the yield accurately, or will not be able to calculate yield accurately. 3, we are adding the distilled water into the tea bag. So why does it need to be distilled? So distilled water, so we're not introducing any extra contaminants. These might just get in the way, or indeed they might react with the tea or the caffeine in some way and disrupt our experiment. So no other reactions. And also we need lots of, so it's 300. Why are we using 300? We're using lots to make sure we dissolve all of this caffeine. So large volume to dissolve all the caffeine. What would happen if you didn't do that? So here's my or for M2, or might have some caffeine reacted or not dissolved, or some caffeine may react with contaminants, or might not all dissolve. Step number 4, that is when we are boiling our beaker with the tea bags in. So the solubility of caffeine increases with increased temperature of water. So high temperature, so all caffeine dissolves. And also we're leaving that for 15 to 20 minutes to dissolve it all, make sure it's all dissolved. So time for caffeine to dissolve. If we didn't do that, either of those two, or the caffeine would not all dissolve. Step number 5, why did we cool it? Well, first of all, so we can handle it safely. So we can do the next steps. Problems with that, it's a good way of us introducing some health and safety here. Or might scald, burn yourself. Or might scald, which is a liquid. Or burn, which is from something solid. Number 6, what we're doing number 6, we were taking the tea bags out, squeezing them and putting them in the bin. Tea bags they will be like this dry tea bag here. They'll have liquid inside it. We don't want to bin the liquid. We want to keep the liquid. So we're squeezing it to remove all liquid. If we didn't do that, then might remove some caffeine in the liquid into the bin. We want to keep all the caffeine. And 7, where was 7? 7 was the vacuum filtration using the Buckner funnel. So filter, why did we do that? To separate the liquid containing the caffeine from the solid tea, kind of waste tea bags, or any bits of tea bag that are left. So separates the liquid water with dissolved caffeine from any solids. Why would you use vacuum? To speed the process up. Use vacuum to speed up the process. What would happen if we didn't? Then, for example, we could talk about the vacuum. So if we didn't use vacuum, so solids may block the filter and filtration takes too long. So that's part 1 of the method.